Okay. Good evening. I want to express a sincere thanks to the Scottsdale Tea Party for having this event. I take great heart in the success of the Tea Parties, who represent values that I believe in very deeply. Most of you know me as the State Superintendent of Schools, who worked hard making conservative principals work in the office of the Department of Education. I made schools, teachers, and students accountable. Is there something wrong with the microphone? No, okay, good, thank you. And showing, no, we're still having a problem. Okay. All right. And our test scores now are above the national average, so we've shown results. Not as well known is my legal background. I was a practicing lawyer for 30 years before becoming the superintendent of schools. I was a special assistant attorney general. I was a judge pro tem in the Superior Court and the Court of Appeals. I wrote a legal textbook published by the State Bar. So I'm well prepared professionally to be attorney general. And I use those skills in my job as superintendent of schools to do the other half of my job. The first half is to raise test scores. The second job is to save the taxpayers' money. For example, in the Flores case, a federal judge said that Arizona had to pay fines of $1 million a day. The Attorney General refused to appeal that decision because the then governor and the Attorney General were on the side of the plaintiffs, the people who sued Arizona, and I was the only one who stood up for the taxpayers, appealed the case to the United States Supreme Court, won the case to the United States Supreme Court, saving the taxpayers over $300 million a year. An important 10th Amendment victory because trial judges all over the country were told not to try to interfere in the education finance systems of the states. And along the line of the 10th Amendment, I'm also pledged to join the lawsuit to put a stop to Obama health care, to vigorously defend Senate Bill 1070. Those of you who have seen me on Fox News or Hannity or Greta know that I successfully fought the fight to put an end to ethnic studies in Tucson, where they're teaching our kids radical ideas. I have three priorities. First of all, to protect the border and fight illegal immigration, which I think the current Attorney General has de-emphasized. I would reopen the Douglas office, which he closed. I would expand the Nogales office, which is down to one person. I would form partnerships with other law enforcement agencies to fight illegal immigration and pressure the federal government to finish the wall. Secondly, to vigorously enforce the law so we're safe in our homes and our communities. And I'm proud to say I have the endorsement of the Highway Patrol Association, whose job it is to enforce the law every day. They need an Attorney General to support them, and I'm proud that they've selected me as the best one to do that. Just as in the case of fighting immigration, I'm proud to say I'm endorsed by Tom Tancredo, the former congressman who started the national fight to fight illegal immigration. And third, I'm pledged to have a legal environment that's conducive to business growth. And in order to do that, we must enforce the law vigorously but objectively. Never for personal vendettas, never for political benefit. And there's a recent court decision that said that Mr. Thomas had prosecuted people for personal political advantage and for personal vendettas. Personal political advantage and personal vendettas. If you have that kind of atmosphere in the Attorney General's office, businesses won't want to move here and will have no economic future. I'm pledged to enforce the law vigorously but objectively, never for personal political advantage, and never for personal vendettas. Thank you very much.